Hi there. So we've got a rosé wine to taste right now. It's an old favourite of mine personally. Charles Melton's Rose of Virginia from the Barossa Valley, 2018 vintage. So beautiful label, first of all, very striking, a very pretty girl sitting on a bunch of sort of flowers and floral sort of elements to it. So the wine is named after, first of all, Virginia, which is Charles Melton's wife, the winemaker. This is a very, very small property. If anybody knows it or doesn't know it, it's a very small property in a very prime piece of land in the Barossa Valley. About 50 acres on the one site where majority of the fruit comes from for these wines, and then he employs a few growers to help get a little bit of excess fruit, but only from the very best sites. This one here is about 65% Grenache, 25% Syrah or Shiraz, and 10% Cabernet Sauvignon in this particular vintage. So the first thing about this particular wine is the colour to it. It's a really deeply coloured rosé. Sometimes you get rosés like your Provence rosés, which would be very, very pale, very see-through almost, very light pink. This is very much at the other end of the spectrum, almost virgin on a red to an extent. And how that has come about is through 48 hours of soaking on skins once the grapes are pressed. So the longer the wine, the juice is in contact with the skins, the more colour it takes out. So say for example your Provence rosés may only be in contact with the grape skins for maybe 6 hours or something. These are 48 hours. So you can see how much more colour this wine in particular has. Now it's an interesting one to say. It has a bit of history, and I've known this wine for quite some time. I travelled in Australia myself, luckily enough, in 2006. And I visited and worked in the Barossa Valley and visited Charles Melton's winery when I was there, and it was a beautiful, very small affair. When you see some of the scale of some of the wineries in that particular region, you just appreciate how small and unique the wines of Charles Melton are. You go to big properties, say like Penfolds, which is based in Tanunda there, or Nuriupta, sorry, and they could have a 1 million litre tank full of one wine. The biggest tank that Charles Melton had at that time, I think, was like 3,000 litres. So that gives you a sense of the scale difference, I suppose, and it's all about sort of the quality. They're all dry grown, very much Rhone Valley variety, so your Grenaches, Shirazes and things like that. And if anybody knows, is Nine Popes, which I suppose is a play on the Chateauneuf du Pape. Nine Popes is that, and that was a very famous wine, is a very famous wine in Australia, and we have it also. So anyway, going back to when I was there in '06, I drank this wine over looking the Yarra River in Melbourne with a mate of mine, Pete, who I worked with in a wine shop in Melbourne at the time, and we were sitting there on one lovely sunny day, and we got a bottle of the Charles Melton Rose of Virginia with some deep fried whitebait, and it was a taste sensation. It's lived with me ever since. So thanks to Pete for that one. If you're watching it right now, hope you're feeling better, mate. He hasn't been too well of late. So anyway, but back to the wine. So Charles Melton's Rose of Virginia. I've had this over many vintages, and it's always been consistently good. Now it is at the more expensive end of the spectrum of rosés, no doubt, but you get what you pay for. Simple as that, But going back to the colour, beautiful deep pink, red colour almost. It's more red even than it is pink, like a very light bodied red. I've seen some Spätburgunders out of Germany, for example, wouldn't be much more colour than this in their class as a red wine. So it is a lovely light or dark pink colour. The nose aromatics on this here, it jumps out and is very much more on that floral element straight away, and like a wild strawberry to it. You get slightly violet. Yeah, so it's a bit of complexity, but very much fresh fruit, floral, very appealing. It's a wine that has a little bit of weight. When you look at it like this, you sort of almost expect it to be slightly sweet, but it's not. There's a little bit of sweetness in sort of that initial tin strawberry fruit to it, I suppose. but it comes out very crisp and dry, which is lovely. It just balances that fruit really well. You get a little bit of grip to the tannins. There is a bit of tannins coming off this, all right, but it lingers. It's got really, really good length to it, I must say. Beautiful wine. It's it's a sort of wine that'll suit probably lightly spiced dishes. I love these styles of wines with barbecue and things like that, particularly when I'm tasting this right now. This is sort of summertime, so it's one that it's great with barbecue foods and flavors like that. It works a treat. Say spicy food, Indian food, it would work quite well with as well. Just by itself, it's a great bottle of wine. But Charles Melton wines from Australia, if you've never tried them, they are really, really highly rated by critics and consumers alike. And if you're not a big into rosés or something, but you want to try something like this is where you should sort of maybe have a look at. The likes of these wines, or Tavel from the south of France, are super bottles of rosé. Of course, your Provence rosés as well, which are lovely and very popular right now. But this is a serious rosé for the red wine drinker, I suppose, who wants something a little bit fresher and lighter maybe in the summer months. It's a treat. So yeah, Charles Melton Rose of Virginia 2018 vintage. Beautiful wine, beautiful label, and give it a go while it's available, because it is only limited. So KWMwine.com, place where taste matters. Cheers.